guys, and welcome back to what is going to be a bit of an update first, and then our week, at this point, who knows, battle of the APA Academy. So starting out, yes, this video is extremely late. I think it's about 5 weeks late now. Yeah, look, I was going strong, and then I just got really burnt out. From Mons, I had exams come up, final exams for uni, and they were kind of rough. Doing a couple of quite tough subjects, well, have done now, a couple of quite tough subjects this semester, so by the time I was really knuckling down on those, I didn't want to push back any league battles, so I had to get those done, and then I just got burnt out from making content. But we're back, and if you can't tell, today I am sitting down and I am recording every video that I am behind on. So you're going to get these all back to back until we are caught up, whether that means we finish the 12 weeks, whether that means by the time I finish this, if I make playoffs, we do that, who knows. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to get all these done. You're going to get one a day. Until these are caught up. But yeah, without further ado, we are going to get into our battle here against Owen, one of our good pals. I will leave my team paste in the description because I need to go find it. Because as I said, this battle was a long time ago, and I know I have the team somewhere, but where that somewhere is, who knows. But looking on the matchup here, I do remember Groudon was a very strong win condition here. From memory, it was a pretty much it just sort of won because he didn't have a ground resist. I mean, he has that Vileplume. Like, his only ground immunity is that Mandibuzz. I mean, that Dio could be scary. But yes, that was it. We got the Mega Pinsir, the Stacker, the Feraligatr, the Dawnwings, and the Zera to like round out the team. But yeah, let's jump right into it and watch this one together. So starting off, looking at my team, what I would probably lead with would be maybe, yeah, the Mega Pinsir. I think this was a Stealth Rocking Mega Pinsir, if I do remember. And he leads with the Vileplume. And Vileplume is just a worse tier 5 grass, in my opinion. There's a Cradily. If you want a grass that's neutral ground, grab Cradily. So yeah, I'm going to Mega Evolve. I probably do I click Return here? Do I click Stealth Rocks if I've got it? Okay, I've just found the team. I've got it in front of me. So yeah, I go for Stealth Rocks here. As he goes into Manectric, which is a very good check to this thing. But I have two very good answers to this Manectric. I got three. I've got a Spadef, well, kind of Spadef, Dawnwings here. I've got a Groudon, which of course can absorb all the electric attacks. And then I got a Volt Absorb Zera, which sort of made me wonder a little bit why he brought this thing. He goes for the Flamethrower here. That's going to do literally 0. That did 30 damage. He's going to Volt Switch, and I'm still very healthy. Can come in and take this exchange. Once again, he goes into Abdul, which is his Mandibuzz. Was pretty obviously going to be his check to this thing, so I go for the Toxic. This, getting a Toxic on this Mandibuzz was really huge for me, as I start to remember some of my plays, because this was the thing that stopped Groudon winning. Yeah, I do have Stone Edge on this Groudon, but Mandibuzz is just that fat. Could be Chardy Berry, which is kind of what I expect. As I go into Zera here, you can't do anything to Zera. And Zera wasn't the most valuable member this game. I also had Volt Absorb to get some HP back. If I can try and catch him on the Volt Switch. So right here I go for a Knockoff. Just wanted to see what sort of set this thing is. As he's Ockerberry. And that's fine by me. I'm actually a Fightinium Z-Zera. So he's going to go for a Toxic, which is a bit annoying. We got rid of his Ockerberry, which is probably for the Groudon, because I don't have a fire type on my team. As I just go hard into Pinsir, not really knowing what he could do. He goes for Strength Sap. Fun fact, at the time, I didn't really know what Strength Sap did. I've never drafted this mon, and I don't think I've ever used or come up against it in playing Draft League ones for about a year. As now, his check to this thing is pretty obviously the Manectric. I'm going to go into that. I'm going to click the Earthquake, I do believe, here. And you'll get to see that even, bear in mind that my Pinsir is at -2. This is non-stab to a Mega Manectric, and we do half. Like, that is quite ridiculous. So he's seen Stealth Rock, Earthquake at this point. I go into Zera here. Zera's Toxic. He didn't bring them on. The Fight Z was 4. I've forgotten what that is. So it's a pretty useless mon. I go into this just to get some, to stop him getting initiative, because he goes for the hard switch into his Vileplume, as I believe I go for the close combat. Yeah, I go for the close combat here. And that does nothing. And this thing, you're going to see this thing is going to prove to be a real problem for me to deal with, because it's just whittling my team down. Even though I do have an Uber Psychic type and a Mega that has Aerial 8, I'm struggling to deal with the Vileplume. So yeah, not playing the best so far from me. He's going to go for a Strength Sap. There are no Stealth Rocks up, which is phenomenal for my Mega Pinsir. You can just keep coming in on this thing all day. As you'll see, I am actually going to, I believe this is the turn I click Swords Dance. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, as I click Swords Dance here, because he was probably thinking that I didn't have the Swords Dance, considering that I had the Stealth Rock and he'd seen the EQ. He was probably thinking, well, he wants to Quick Attack, which is what I do have. And I go for the Quick Attack here, thinking that this should knock it out. No, it doesn't. And that was a really annoying exchange, because now I can't come in on the Vileplume every time. In hindsight, I pulled the pin a little bit too early there, as he's going to be able to come in and click E-Speed here. Again, probably should have saved this one, considering it does deal with that Vileplume so well. But at 25 HP, it's really not going to be able to live any hit. As he gets the kill, we can see his Life Orb. So I go into Gator here, threatening the Aqua Jet, which will easily pick this thing off. If I'm smart, I click Dragon Dance here, which I do ever so hope that I do. The Intimidate comes out, and now I click Aqua Jet. So annoyingly, this thing lives on like 1 HP, and so we have to pop an extra round of Life Orb damage, because Aqua Jet is not affected by Sheer Force. So we take an extra 16 HP when we really didn't need to, as he goes into this thing. This thing is the bane of my existence at this point. We go into Forklift. Figure if he goes for the Toxic, it's not the biggest of deal, but he just goes for the Giga Drain. I can threaten this thing out with a Photon Geyser. Photon Geyser hits very hard. As he decides to switch out here, going into Star Platinum, that's probably the Rachi, which I think I just Morning Sun up here. Yeah, I'm Morning Sun, going to get back 101 HP, I believe. Yeah, that's how it works. It counts down. So I'm basically at full, and he goes for a Shadow Ball, and just for a minute, this is 4 times super effective, and that does half. And a Moongeist Beam, which is only regularly super effective and is resisted by his berry, is going to do half. Yeah. Dawn Wings has been really fun this season. It's not the strongest Uber by any means, but it also doesn't drop to coverage moves like ever. So I go and do Groudon here. I am a kind of fat Groudon with a fair bit of Spadef in me. I think that was for the Deoxys. As he goes for a Shadow Ball, that does literally nothing. As I think, yeah, I do remember predicting him out of the Grass Knot, but he does leave me at 27 HP as I go for a Rock Polish. Yeah, I remember this sequence of plays here. Now, fun fact, this Groudon needed 2 moves this game. And so that meant I'm able to fit this on. So I click Rest. My reasoning behind this is because I do have a Chesto Berry. And from the range I was at, I could not live an E-Speed from Deoxys. But now that I do, I have a pretty decent chance to live. Especially since he went for Flash Cannon, which, talking to him after the game, he doesn't know why he did that. But now Groudon's going to click Earthquake. We're Earthquake instead of Precipice because, well, we didn't want to miss. And that might come back to bite me, but it is what it is. So now Groudon is out here. He goes into his Vileplume, which in hindsight is quite obviously his check to this thing. As I decide to switch out because I don't want to take a Giga Drain. I go into Eiffel, which is my stack attacker. We are a weird set with Trick Room, Gyro Ball, Earthquake, and Rock Blast with the Lumberry. I'm pretty sure Rock Blast was like a Sash Rocker or something, or like, not sure. Again, don't remember this match. It was a while ago. He goes for the Giga Drain. Now here, I should have Moonlight because the sun is up and I would get right back to full. But what do we do here? He goes into Infernape, which, I mean, can't do a lot to me, especially when I just drop it with a Photon Geyser. So this thing's going to drop oh so quickly. We're only 4 special attack. Calm, so we're not even boosting, and that thing drops so fast. And he goes out into King Crimson here, and this is at the point where I needed to save this Mon. Because you're going to see in a minute, this thing always beats the Vileplume. As he goes for a knockoff, yeah, I'm Colbur, but this is a Deoxys attack. I never lived that. And Forklift goes down. Now, we do have Lockjaw in the back. We also have, like, half our team in the back. More than half our team. He goes for the E-Speed. That's going to do a little bit of damage. Actually, a fair bit of damage. Because this thing is ridiculous. The Aqua Jet's easily going to pick this thing off. And yeah, now it's Vileplume versus 4 of my Mons. And I'm not going to spoil this. Well, I am. But he clicks Strength Sap 13 times and then Giga Drains through my team. Because you'll see that Strength Sap, I was thinking, oh, this is a 2-hit KO. He might get a little bit of health back. But no, Strength Sap is broken and it just heals him to full every time. So yeah, now Ice Punch does nowhere near enough. He Strength Saps back. And yeah, so we are currently at turn 28 when this thing comes out. It is a 46 turn battle. So I'm going to sort of talk and then just sort of cut it off when we get there. If I sort of remembered and paid attention to this thing being Strength Sap and quite obviously max defense, I should have saved one of my special attackers or my Pinsir, which could Swords Dance up while this thing's Strength Sapped, and I'd be netting positive here. You're just seeing me in the background click moves. This was a really big choke on my end, and there's no excuse for it, but we all choke. This was a really important game for playoffs, and it was just sort of the start of me feeling a bit burnt out. Yeah, so that's going to be the end of this one. If you have any questions about the battle that I didn't answer, feel free to ask them down below. I know post-com is not what I'm usually doing, but these are all going to be post-commed. Surprise. Actually, I think I have the live com from one of my battles, which I will put that up because that's nice. At this point, I realized that I just need Feraligatr to crit and Ice Punch. That's legit how I win. Because from full, a crit Ice Punch, I'm pretty sure does like 100%. Or like he has a small chance to live. So yeah, that's the point. I didn't want to let him Giga Drain ever. So yeah, we're gonna cut this one off here. But Thanks everyone for watching. If there is still people watching after my long ass hiatus, as I said, join me tomorrow for my battle against... I can't even remember. I think it's Scarecrow tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna go with Scarecrow. But until then, I will see you all later. Bye bye.